Hey there. Welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. In this episode, we are talking about Moon Knight, episode 1. Mr. C is here as always. Mr. C, how are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling real good tonight. I'm happy to be ready to get into this conversation in this forum in this format. I'm been looking forward to it, and here we go.
Here we go. So, if you have not seen episode 1 of Moon Knight, you might want to just pause and come back again. You won't hurt our feelings. We'll still be here on YouTube anyway, but we're going to be diving right into this television show called Moon Knight. I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. C. I know next to zero about Moon Knight as a character. I think I saw him one time in a crossover event, I think with the Winter Soldier and bunch of other characters, but I couldn't tell you anything about that one. It was a while ago. Um, what can you share with us
Well,
about?
again, for context here, if we're gonna look at the X-Men, I would have a decent sized stack of X-Men, a good few books read, but similar to however many episodes back when we were speaking on Power Man and Iron Fist, I remembered. Oh, I guesstimated I had read a great many books on Power Man and Iron Fist, but then I look back at my actual inventory and it was very few stories, but they left a really significant impression on me. So similar to my volume of 80s books on Power Man and Iron Fist, so goes my volume on Moon Knight books. I had but 4 proper Moon Knight issues from his original run, but since that time he's had other volumes as time has passed on, as time has progressed, and so it's been good to revisit those, and it's been I guess I'm saying all this to say it's a really interesting character, and I'd say some people would make the comparison to Batman and think of him as a knockoff Batman or as an inferior character to Batman. Geez, there it is. Okay, interesting that Batman is floating right over there and there's the other Batman right over there as we're saying this. However, it's my interpretation, it's my read that from the pre-superhero era, from the pulp character of the Shadow, because the Shadow had multiple aliases, as does Moon Knight have multiple aliases. So it's my estimation that Moon Knight is a descendant character then, in his ways, in his spirit, in his style, in his creature of the night-ness, a descendant of the Shadow.
In the comment, yes, I did get a haircut just a few moments ago. Hey, that's a very nice looking mug that you had there, Mr.
That's a very nice looking haircut that you have.
Yeah, it's I really like it. I really like it. Getting a haircut, you feel like a whole new human being. Okay, so folks are really paying attention to what we look like. You got a chin haircut, and yeah, okay, well, yeah, all right. The marvelous, yes,
A little
nice,
Billy Crystal for you.
nicely done.
A quick word on the mug, because I mean, sure. So I just picked this guy up, around this St. Patrick's Day season, and I got it. We're past St. Patrick's Day, but if I hold him from the left hand, then he's facing front, true believers. But if I go with a more conventional right-handed, and I'm being a left-handed person, if I go with a more right-handed approach, then I'm like, oh, hello, leprechaun. I'm gonna drink out of your hat now. So I didn't realize that until I actually sipped out of him that was going to be my experience. But that's enough on the mug. We're here for Moon Knight.
I'm getting Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom vibes, where you're drinking the brain of the leprechaun right now,
Which was intentional on my part to reference the Egyptian and Moon Knight overlap similarities to Indiana Jones. It was all part of the plan.
Okay, all right. And a comment, yes, a Funko Pop walkthrough. Yeah, that would be
nice.
That would be a good thing.
This guy's pulling a Professor X on us. He's reading ahead in the script.
I have not opened this up, but I do have a beverage. I picked this up today. This is from Fieldwork Brewing, Slava Ukraini, a European pale lager. I am looking forward to this, but because I can barely talk sober on this thing, Mr. C, I think
That's
I'm
right.
going to wait for this
Time
for
and place.
after.
For after party. Time and place.
The after party, that's right. So where should we get started? Should we talk about the episode?
Let's check on that episode.
All right. So, okay. Once again, we are diving into episode 1 of Moon Knight. If you have not seen it yet, yeah, it's okay. You could just pause and come back later. But I'm really excited to be talking with you, Mr. C, about this. What did you think? What did you think of Moon Knight episode 1, the beginning of this 6-episode series?
The beginning of the 6-episode series, it is. And it's just a general overview kind of thing. My first watch through, I remember speaking on it saying, wow, what a real slow burn this episode was. And if we're looking at the equivalent of the 6 episodes as kind of like a 6-hour movie, not exactly a 6-hour, but maybe anyway, if we're looking at the 6 TV episodes as comparable to a movie length release, then it wasn't really that slow of a burn in context of that. But then let me add in for my second viewing from earlier today, the rising action when stuff got moving, stuff really got moving and flipping. So it picked up its pace and it picked up the frequency of references into the comics. So that was pretty exciting. I'm on board. What's your overread on it?
Well, a comment in the chat, and always we'd love to hear from you. So if you have a comment you want to jump in, post in the chat. Crazy Jane, comment from Junkyard. Crazy Jane from Doom Patrol. So much reminds me of Moon Knight. Know anything about the connection?
Only that there is that similarity of multiple personalities or multiple identities residing within the same character. Historically, Moon Knight proceeds crazy, quote unquote, Crazy Jane, Moon Knight Marvel, Crazy Jane clearly a DC property and incorporated into the current Doom Patrol TV series. I don't really think we're getting a crossover, but to see Oscar Isaac and Diane Guerrero in the same screen doing what they do, actualizing those characters with all those different personalities within them, that would be one crossover to remember.
Comment from here, another comment from Junkyard. No way anyone can get what the heck is going on without some prior knowledge in episode 1. So that's exactly that is my experience. I do not know anything really about the Moon Knight character apart from the one episode, the one comic book that I read where he appeared. But otherwise, I did not know a lot. So my experience in this series or episode one, I'm glad that it's a brand new character, right? All of the other Disney Plus series that have come out, it has anchored around an existing MCU introduced character of some kind. With WandaVision, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, sure, with the Hawkeye series, we did get to see Kate Bishop. But this is a brand new character, so that's exciting. And it's a heavier lift then to introduce a brand new character without that existing universe or existing buildup to help out in the story. So I think it's bold. I think it's exciting. That I very much enjoyed. Because I didn't know anything coming into this show, I was picking up on other things that I have seen that may have been similar. Like, have you seen Memento? A Christopher Nolan movie came out like 20 plus years ago now at this point.
At the time, yes, but I got to tell you, I would need a refresher on Memento. I just know that, again, Nolan's work prior, what earned him or what put him in line to be the Dark Knight trilogy guy was everything. Again, as we've spoken before on lighting and shadow and shading and tone and characterization. But I mean, it was palpable between Memento and I can't think of the name of the other picture, but is Memento the one that's got the insomnia going
He's
on?
got he has a short-term memory disorder of some kind,
Okay.
and so he's got the tattoos and the messages all around, and so when we see the Stephen Grant right, Stephen Grant
Stephen Grant.
character wake up, and he's shackled to his own bed. The tape to show whether he left the house or somebody came in or something. I was getting those kinds of vibes. Also, I guess in the very first moment where we see Arthur Harrow with the cracked glass and putting it in his flip flops or shoes or whatever the heck it was. I was having Da Vinci Code vibes where you've got that extremist religious cult represented as the, I guess, big bad in that show. So I was enjoying the parts that I saw. I thought it was really bold in that any other kind of action series, when you see all of the action, you see everything happen. And in this case, it's all the more scary that you don't even see what happens. There's not a big fist fight or the whole car chase scene that happens or the cupcake van chase scene. You don't see much of it. You just see the aftermath that happens. And that's just a level of confidence in storytelling and where the MCU is at, where you don't even have to show all of the chaos, all of the bloody violence that happens. And yes, it's Memento minus the tattoos. What I would do at work is I would write these little post-it notes to myself on like Friday before I left, so that when I come back on Monday, like, oh, yeah, look, it's like memento of my own.
Who is this jerk telling me what to do when I'm trying to sit down at my desk, right?
That's right. Yeah. Looking at my notes. Oh yeah, and I love the style of this series. I love the style of this episode where there's so much focus on reflections, whether it's the reflection in the puddle, in the water, in the mirror. Sometimes the reflection is himself. Sometimes it's different, as what distinctly happens at the tail end of that episode. So it's this conflict. There's the sharing of the two selves of, at least in this case, two selves of Marc Spector and Stephen Grant. I do wonder if there are other selves, other personalities that will be unveiled as this series because of what we see. Oh, and one more thing, the music I really love. I really love the music.
Yeah.
Engelbert Humperdink. Being,
Comforting.
people probably may have never heard of this guy, and what a bizarre, slightly unfortunate name to have. And I think it's a stage name actually, but he was a big hit at one time.
Oh yeah. Well, you got a little that, you got a little Wham, you got a little Wait, but again,
Yeah.
so again, the contrast of that. I mean, you're having a chase scene, and then you're playing some lighthearted early '80s music the same
Yeah.
time the Moon Knight character first broke on the pages, or approximately the same time. The same time his own series came to fruition, I should say. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and so as Junkyard has commented, they're ready without some reference. It's hard to pick up on what's going, or there is a slow burn mystery here. At the same time, there is a lot of action going on.
Yeah.
Some people will, again, if you've seen Memento, then you're going to come in with that as a frame of reference. If you've read the comics, you'll come in with that as a frame of reference. And if you're coming in cold, that's what I was trying to connect to earlier, was the way they're building the suspense. I'll be right there, Junkyard. The way they're building the suspense is kind of some old school suspense horror storytelling, some even non-universal storytelling. So Hitchcock was, don't have to show it on the screen. The implied horror, let your mind create its own picture of what terrible thing happened, and that's how they're achieving the giving you the willies, the spilkies, if you will. And so while he's on the phone with his mom, who is not answering while he's leaving a voicemail. Is that some Norman Bates level communication with his mom? Is that where they're going in the reference? I don't know for sure, but disprove it. How can you rule it out? So that's a very Norman Bates like way to operate. And again, so I don't know exactly, but now we've got 5 more episodes to go. So they've got me wanting to see, is he, and sure, I think he's still going to stay this very intriguing hero with all these different elements to him, but there's that mysterious Norman Bates like specter floating over him.
Yeah. And here he is talking to his mom, or potentially his mom, here. Yeah, some really creepy vibes. Yeah, I don't understand the whole fish thing. I do not. What the heck could that be about? So many questions in this episode.
So again, there's a heck of a lot of Moon Knight comics not in the inventory as I look over here for when we get to that right point. But so I don't know. I haven't seen a fish, but that is it again. We've talked about Floyd, swimming in the same fishbowl year after year. Is it some kind of, is it possibly a lyrical reference to like I'm sure there's some kind of symbolism of he's just swimming around in circles, not able to find his way yet, or very limited in those circles in which he can swim, very limited in the music. All right. Oh, Dorsey is the real name of Humperdink. All right. Hey.
So imagine that if your name is Dorsey, and no, I'm going to pick Humperdink as my stage name.
It had some cachet to it, but good thing we've got Junkyard on board to keep this flow.
So I was driving around doing errands today, and I love that music, that genre of music. It's like a niche thing for me. So I was also listening to Jay and the Americans, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, all kinds of songs about seduction or infidelity or other creepy stuff. It's like a whole thing. Neil Diamond as well. I was listening to "Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon," which actually lyric wise is kind of terrible. But it fits within that genre of music. Anyways, all right, let's and so you and I were texting about this earlier. It's kind of a bold choice to be doing this character at all, right? Where having looked it up a little bit, you've got Stephen Grant or Marc Spector as a Jewish American character, the son of a rabbi, in per the comics, who's very sadistically violent apparently in his previous life, and is now, and he also has a dissociative identity disorder on top of it all, and he's being played by a Latino character, Latino actor, and the big bad in this case, I guess, is an Egyptian cult of some kind. This seems extraordinarily bold for Disney Plus to do this kind of thing.
I'll say bold, and again, it's always a fair question to say what, as we were saying, to have a consistent value for representation, and simultaneous to that, this character is layered in so many different ways. I guess I'm going to try frame a reference. Well, just take any character, and the farther they go in their character arc, the more layered they will become. But similar to Wolverine, who was at first thought to be maybe more in his late teens and really wild, and then as Wolverine continued, they added on his healing factor kept him young in a younger like body, and therefore that bought room for him to have spent years in Japan, where he was able to become fluent, to be able to read the Japanese newspaper, to speak Japanese. So, as Wolverine gave us more years down the road and more comic pages, his character became a lot more layered. So now Moon Knight, again, who started off as the guest villain in the Werewolf by Night, was then just supposed to be a goon for hire, but turned to be very popular. So then was added in by Moon Knight issue 1, the 3 different personas. So if we're going to say Moon Knight and Marc Spector are one and the same, just costume or no costume, but then Stephen Grant is definitely the one of the other aliases, and then cab driver, man of the streets, information seeker Jake Lockley is definitely one of the original of the 3 aliases then. And then later on comes the Mr. Knight persona, who's still Moon Knight, but kind of in a different costume, more like in a just a suit with a mask, and had a very low key threatening presence to him. And so the layering of so I should include this as I'm speaking on his layering. So as of the original Moon Knight run, volume 1, issue 37 is where they had the introduction, or the active introduction, of the Jewish heritage of the character. So those are just recent pickups for me. So I'm not deep into it yet, but I was doing some reading of that. And it's a pretty gripping story, the way they introduce that in the character. Again, we can save for a deep dive. Maybe that's for a different broadcast of ours. We're mainly focusing on the show tonight, but there's some there's some serious horror, some gore, some Rod Serling like mind manipulation going on there. So it's again, the way all these different fabrics are woven together in this character, it makes for a fascinating character.
In the comments, hey there, Mandarin. Thanks for coming out.
Good to see you, Mandarin.
Thanks for coming. Another comment. Wow, we must be really disheveled otherwise, Mr. C. And also watching this tomorrow. But oh boy, okay.
Oh man, see, but talk about bold choices. Here comes Mandarin with his loyalty to the show, making the bold choice to get spoiled. Hey, we're glad to have you, Mandarin.
All right. Okay. Okay. So here with this comment. So this is what I'm talking about. Does this Moon Knight character have a personality disorder? And if so, do you think it's a reflection on today's mental health awareness? So I've been thinking about this, quite a bit, and we've texted about it as well. Just doing some research. One in 4 Americans have a mental disorder of some kind, or mental illness of some kind. Not everybody obviously has dissociative personality disorder, but 1 in 4 have a mental illness of some kind. Today is actually World Autism Awareness Day as well. I don't know the statistics off the top of my head. If you happen to know, in the comments, post it in here. So thinking about when the Moon Knight character was introduced, in the 70s or 80s?
Late 70s within Werewolf by Night, and by 1980 was Moon Knight 1, Volume 1.
So, you think about our understanding of mental health at that time, right? I think we have more of a vocabulary as a society about mental health, mental well-being, trying to reduce the stigma of mental health issues. It's a big deal. So with a character like this, okay, so Moon Knight, 1975. So with a character like this, I would imagine, not knowing the comics, but I would imagine back in the 70s or so, or even into the 80s, the language about this character would be that he's insane, he's crazy, and it'd just be dismissed as that. And now I think, thanks to more people talking about mental health. Um, if not expect us to get that serious in this
No,
episode, but thinking about shows like Rambo or First Blood, where the we started to put more of a name around post traumatic stress disorder of the veterans who came home or didn't come home or came back in a different way, and the issues that affected them in their lives after serving this country. So I think it's again really bold for for Disney Marvel Studios to have this character with a severe uh, mental illness, severe mental disorder, and I'm very curious how they're going to handle it because you don't want to dismiss it or have a magical ending. He's fine. It needs to be handled, hopefully in an appropriate way. Yeah, okay. I'm going to wind it back. I didn't think I hadn't planned on going. Okay, March 28th through April 3rd is World Autism Acceptance Week. Uh,
let me offer a little bridge here. So, as was the Shadow, the pulp character, the power to cloud men's minds, and I'm not super versed on it, but as Moon Knight is within the lineage of the Shadow, certain things were done more on the radio, certain things were done more in print, and there wasn't a perfect overlap. So, in Moon Knight Volume 1, we're looking at it was all, the Marc Spector was in control of things. He was choosing strategically to have all these aliases to the benefit of his crime fighting, as was the Shadow strategically using different aliases to handle his crime fighting. And then, but there's also this mysterious element and this mental manipulation element that the Shadow was able to operate. And so, jumping ahead then to whichever later on volumes in the comics that it was, but definitely by the time we get to Jeff Lemire writing it, who both made it very entertaining, the transitions, and then we'll bring this up to the show also, the transitions between the different personas or the different dissociated identities.
mhm.
uh, it played into the mystery then of it. Who is really in charge here? What is going on? And again, we don't have a citation at the ready to pop up on the screen, but I'll just say that let's make use of the Google or the other searches. So Jeff Lemire definitely has done writing besides the character of Moon Knight that was being very, very respectful and a very well crafted exploration of mental health, and again trying to present that material with some entertainment value as well, right? It's he's not lecturing at the university. He's not a pure academic person. He's a well-informed person who's got a very excellent writing style. And so, bringing you back to the show, as you'd see, and they'd show the static effect on the screen. All of a sudden, he's driving the Cupcake Getaway vehicle. All of a sudden, he went from wherever it was to then he's got the dislocated jaw, and he's lying in the grass in the Alps when a minute ago he was in London. And so all these transitions then. So in Lemire's volumes of Moon Knight, you flip the page and all of a sudden we're in the different identity or the different persona. So I thought I was very pleased to see that translated from page to screen in a really cool and really, again, in a mystery building way, in a keep the suspense going, dating back to or going back to those earlier, before the jump scare was so utilized in horror stuff, to have a more Hitchcock like don't show it all, but keep the suspense coming kind of a way.
We got to catch up on the comments here, Mr. C.
All right, let's go.
So, which one of them got the date? I don't think it was Steven. I think it was Mark, or perhaps a persona that we
Mark
haven't seen.
Speaks American English, well, Steven speaks
Oh,
British English. So we can't say with certainty, but it appears that Mark on his own wouldn't be able to get to set himself up to secure a date with a young lady. So, but then did Mark put on an affected English accent? So again, I hope they do revisit that in episode 2 or 3 or 4 or something.
All right, comment that we're keeping it real and deep. And the manager says, "Wish you could share that drink with me, Mr. C. That leprechaun."
Here, let him begin. All right, there you go, pal.
Junkyard adds, "I just think there's no way you can kill a human and not have something snap. And the way he was introduced in 1975 as a survivor of African wars, etc." Yeah, so a complicated.
All right, so Junkyard, and not to make light with it, Harry Potter, who's Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
So the Horcrux thing. If you kill somebody, you split your soul, that kind of a thing. That's the same kind of thematic application of that. So yeah, Spector, Marc Spector, mercenary, right? What's mercenary code for? Soldier of fortune. What does that really mean? Somebody with an extensive knowledge, Liam Neeson's specialized set of skills, but somebody who's getting paid to do not nice things.
Not nice things
being violent murder. So of course, that's going to have an effect on you, a traumatizing thing. So then you're splitting personalities. And then earlier in the comics, he was saying, well, I'm not really Marc Spector anymore. I'm going to be Stephen Grant now. So trying to extract himself in the 80s, as it was written, trying to extract himself from that mercenary life into somebody who didn't have to process all that stuff. So again, layered and complicated.
I think we're not going. I think we're not touching that. The Shadow learned the ancient. Yeah. Again, more complicated stuff within comic book lore. You go further back, or not that far back, there's some problematic elements here. I don't know where that slap was. Okay, Mike, I don't know. I don't even know what this.
Where's my cough button, Mandarin? You got me. Where's my cough button?
Fanboy. Yes, yeah. I guess I could do that, right? Yeah. No, we're not doing that.
It's possible.
19. Okay, yeah. Okay. See? No, I think it. I mean, I think there's something, timing wise, that's significant and a good thing that we now have more words to describe mental health and mental illness. It's not just a disposable catch-all term. There's more nuance, or there's different forms of okay, 1970. Okay, what a little TMI there.
Oh, now we got Mr. Campbell.
The white bone guy that's Steven sees, is that a buzzard? See, this is good because because I don't have any of this history, I don't know what's going on with the big figure that's behind him in Europe or wherever the heck he is. I don't get it.
So volume 1, Moon Knight, we're looking at the white bone guy, the plague doctor looking guy, as the Egyptian god of Kanchu. And so in that first set of issues, in for a long time, he was just a straight up statue or a sarcophagus, as you'd see in a history museum. And that was just the way that character was depicted. And I can't say what was the first time and place, but eventually in these later runs of Moon Knight, they gave him a more dramatic appearance, looking like a buzzard. So that is Kanchu. And so I can't speak as a person who's knowledgeable about Egyptian gods or mythology, but within the Marvel variation, the Marvel iteration, the Marvel interpretation. So Moon Knight has been referred to as the Avatar of Kanchu, which that was so slick that they put in the James Cameron Avatar joke and the other, and so that was pretty sly, pretty funny. So he'll be known, Marc Spector, Moon Knight, will be known as the Avatar of Kanchu or the Fist of Kanchu. And then in the more recent works, again, he'll be identified as the protector of nighttime travelers. And again, I don't know all of what's under the purview of the different Egyptian mythological deities, but definitely that's the way Marvel's telling the story currently, is that Moon Knight, protector of nighttime travelers.
I have muted myself. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Other things in the comments here. Okay, no idea what's going on. Let's study her anyway. That's okay. Whatever. Yes, we have color coordinated. We did not plan that, and I apparently have turned off my light here. So let me deal with that. Okay, that was very bright, and I think I've broken something. Okay, we're still fine. What else should we cover? I've got a series of like questions or things.
Either way, let's move down on the notes column. Let's move down on the graphic images that you loaded in. Any way you want to serve it up. Let's dish it out to the people.
Okay, so there's something that I don't like about it, and I hate Venom.
Hey, that's the wrong show, pal. That's Venom.
I do not like the Venom show. I have yet to see the second one. Okay, hate is a strong word. Hate is a strong word. I don't really like the character very much. And you've got the voice of Venom talking with Brock, Eddie Brock. And now here we get to hear the Moon Knight character talking to Stephen Grant. He even says you are a parasite, and the word parasite comes up all the time, at least in the first Venom movie. So that is kind of throwing me a little bit about the show.
Well, what can I tell you? That's just a clear cut. That is a similarity. The character is hearing voices, and one of them is a symbiote, and the other, like Hamlet. Did Hamlet really see, like visually with his own eyes? Was there an actual apparition of a ghost of his father, or?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Sorry about that. Technical issues on my end. I'm all right.
We'll call an earthquake, whether one shows up on the Richter scale or not. We're saying it was a fan quake, and we're all good. That'll teach me to go Hamlet reference also. So yeah, or was there not really an apparition, and was it just within Hamlet's mind only? So the same thing is the voice. That's one of the ongoing. Is the voice? Is there an actual Egyptian god bestowing powers unto Marc Spector, or is it all the machinations of Marc Spector's mind?
Yeah, I'm back. I was
Mandarin was concerned for you, man.
I was trying to fix this light, and then it. Anyways,
Mandarin was going to put on all 10 rings and make sure you were good.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have learned my lesson. Let's see, what other images do we have? There was one thing that I had meant to check out, and I have not just yet. There is this moment in the beginning of episode 1 of Moon Knight where you can see on the wall there is a QR code, and and so I understand. I'm actually going to try to do it right now. Okay, this is probably not the right time to be doing this, but you can apparently if you get your camera up, that will give you a PDF copy of Werewolf by Night, the first appearance of Moon Knight. So that's super cool.
Sometimes you got to invent something. So go ahead, throw that back up. And if any of our viewers want to play with the QR code right off that screen, sometimes you got to try to invent something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in the Sox World Series and you're El Duque and you're called to come in and with the bases loaded and no outs, you're called to clear the bags, and so you got to invent stuff sometimes.
I have no idea where we're going right now. But okay, okay, I got you. I got you. No, I think yeah, I don't think we have to cover all the images that we got loaded up here. This one is I am intrigued by whatever persona this is.
This is
Mr.
Mr.
Knight.
Knight.
Mr.
This
Knight.
is Mr. Knight. But though his suit, I'm not sure the material, but you got a little sweater vest in there somewhere. Like, well, let me not be. Anyway, in a real image there, it looks different than on the comic page.
So never
Oh, no,
doing
you
that.
didn't.
Never doing this again.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's Mr. Knight. And would you ever consider live streaming while watching?
See, that
Oh,
would be
like
fun.
a watch along kind of a thing, or
That would be fun.
you know, Mandarin, we are looking to again continue that creative element and do stuff we haven't done before. So I can't rule it out. Like off the top of my head, I don't know how to achieve it or diagram it, but we can. That's definitely good for the conversation. I'm glad you put that out there as a comment.
Yeah. No. And no, okay, maybe it's not a PDF. That's I think it is a digital comic of some kind, perhaps not in the Adobe family. And maybe it's Egyptian cotton. That's awesome.
That's right.
I love that.
That's right.
Yes, yes. So a bunch of questions that I have. Who the heck is Layla? You got me on my knees, Layla. I do not know who that is. Appears to know Marc Spector. I have no idea.
Because last time, all I've ever known is Marlene, and I believe that the name Marlene. Again, I'm basing this on nothing but for speculation. I'm figuring the name Marlene for the love interest character was pulled out of Donnie Iris and the Cruisers song Marlene, because that was a song that came out roughly around that same kind of a time. But so Layla, I don't know from Layla. Is this kind of like Mary Jane Watson versus MJ played by Zendaya in the Spider-Man business? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But what I do know, that scrolling through the flip phone voicemails or text or whatever they were, the count went to, and then number 32. I don't know how good I'm on a pronunciation, but was it Deschamps? Was it Deschamps? So that is the last name, Deschamps, who was at the time J.K.
Oh, wait. No, here. Marlene was my wife's name. No, J.K. Maybe.
Well, maybe her parents were fans of Donnie Iris and the Cruisers. Total speculation, Mandarin. Hey, good. Where am I going? So number 32. There were 30-something things, and so everything else was Layla. But for the one that was the helicopter pilot, the helper, the sidekick, who was known in the comics as Frenchie, so he's clearly got some French background. I don't know if we're still going to be referring to him as Frenchie in 2022. I'm just saying historically that's the nickname that the character had. And we'll switch over in a bit. But so but werewolf. So this is just
we'll go to the one shot here.
It's not original. This is like right there. It says $3.99. But anyway, so issue 32 in Werewolf by Night was where we had that first Moon Knight appearance. So I don't have too many Easter egg observations or too many QR codes to crack on my own there. But so that's, to me, that has to be why number 32 was Frenchie, because that was referencing the issue number where Moon Knight made his first ever appearance.
A comment? Yeah, we probably not doing that. The castle that is this seems very deliberate. Is there a Doctor Doom connection with Moon Knight? That is interesting. I mean, with the setup of Fantastic Four is supposed to be coming to the MCU, hopefully imminently. Kind of surprised there has not been an announcement about cast or really anything beyond the appearance of the Four logo in the MCU.
I'm not sure how many times Moon Knight has gone against Doctor Doom, but whoever's their site scout or their location locator, find me another castle that looks just like this first one for Doctor Doom's castle, because that was a sweet looking castle.
Okay, here we go. So it's not a PDF, my mistake. The code will direct you to a website where you can read a free digital copy of Werewolf by Night 32. That is cool. I will
That's
check
one
that
good way
out.
to do it. Supporting that local comic shop and getting in that brick and mortar store and dropping that $3.99 is another good way to do it. So many are the ways to get on with the material.
Yep. I love bedtime stories too. Okay, we can do that. Mr. Campbell, very well caught on the pseudo European castle. Yes, yeah. Who knows where this castle is? Somewhere in Europe, apparently. No idea where exactly. So, wondering about Layla. We've already talked about the Kanchu, presumably Kanchu character lurking in there. I do not understand the significance of the scarab, right, and how that all works. Yep.
Now
Hey,
we
Blue
got blue.
Sasquatch.
All right.
Welcome to the stream, Blue Sasquatch. And yes, that ice cream truck
Blue, don't
scene.
go away. I got a little something for you later on. Don't go away, Blue.
The ice cream truck scene was definitely awesome. I loved it. But with the scarab, I'll defer to you, Mr. C. Is there anything like that it unlocks
It's
the mantle?
something Egyptian scarab, right? Scarab is deeply. 1 minute I'm saying I don't know from Egyptian lore, but what I little I do know, the scarab is an important symbol for Egyptian history and art. Thousands of years ago, depicted art. So, but that was one really that,
I'm
that was
sorry.
one really great scene where he's like, "Oh, here, take, take this," and my Marc Spector persona is going to come in, and you want a scarab? You can't have a scarab. That was so good. So, but back to answering the question as it's intended. What will the scarab actually pan out to be? I don't think it's going to be one of those useless MacGuffin things. I think the Ethan Hawke character legit needs that scarab to manifest part of his
A myth,
philosophy or his plan.
right? Yes, the god, the Egyptian god of a myth. I think it is right, and so I think it was actually cupcakes in the episode, but maybe there was ice cream as well. Clearly, a dessert product of some kind. And yes, this is live. Hi.
It wouldn't be a live episode if Blue didn't confirm if we were live. So that's a beautiful thing.
Okay, once again, TMI here, and oh yeah, this is interesting. Um, just read that every episode will have a QR code to a free digital. That's awesome.
That is real
That's
good
really
stuff.
great.
That is real good stuff. Let me say while we're on the cupcake business, and again with the transitions and the staticky split screen. So 1 second, Marc Spector's driving with one hand and trying to beat the guy over the head with the cupcake, smear the cupcake in his face, and little next thing you know, then he's got the gun in his hand. So how did he trade the cupcake for the gun? Again, it's a real good specific visual mystery builder. I'm still on board with it.
I don't know where the logs came from. That once at the end of this truck chase, it seems like Steven is trapped. The bad guys are coming, and then the bad guys are dispatched by these logs that come out of nowhere.
Well, that was just a couple minutes before that, as he's flipping out and driving the ice cream, the cupcake truck. See, now you guys got me on the ice cream. As he's driving the cupcake truck away, and then the voice says to him, "Truck." He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Truck." Like the truck is about to smash you, and that truck was carrying the logs. So as they're then steering around in a James Bond car chase kind of a way, then that set the truck that was carrying the logs to tip over.
Right.
So then that's what let the logs fall farther down the cliff.
Well, yeah, no, right. Yeah, we all see that the truck turns on its side, but it seems like all the logs are gone now. It's not stuck up the hill, but
Well, then I'm going to put it on Kanchu. And this interpretation is a real actual figure, not just a creation of Marc Spector's mind. And so then Kanchu got out there and put the logs in motion. That's
All right. Yeah, or maybe it's the no, we're not doing that.
no,
We're
we
not
can't
doing
even hit
that.
Lucky Charms on the show,
No,
man. Come
and
on.
which was actually a topic. We're not eating cereal on this thing. And yeah, I don't know what the exclusive content would be. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're not, yeah, okay. All right. Other questions. Yeah. Okay. We've talked about the Mark versus Steven. And are there other personas, other personalities who are coming? I don't know where the show is going to go. I don't know where this is going to go. We've got the cult of some kind. There's an obsession about getting this scarab. Apparently, the two characters have now met. And they are. Stephen realizes that Arthur Harrow is a real human being. It's not all in his head.
Hi, I'm Stephen Grant. I work at the museum. Don't kill me. Don't chase me down. He's so naive. But it was convincing. It was believable that panicky Stephen Grant is going to try to convince him this is who I am. But maybe you're going to be tracked down then because you said who you are. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah. But I still don't quite know where this show goes. The monster comes out of nowhere at the end, and thankfully Moon Knight saves the day, or Mark takes over and saves the day. But in terms of where this show ultimately goes, I have no idea, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm expecting that we've seen the big bad here. It's not like other episodes, other shows like WandaVision, where it was Agatha all along at the end. I think we've seen all of the villains here, but who knows?
Yeah, so Layla's somebody. Marlene isn't there. Stephen Grant in the comics has accumulated a great deal of wealth. Stephen Grant over here is the gift shop guy, and on forever getting assigned to inventory, not getting anywhere near tour guide. Mandarin, I tell you what, first. So then I'm glad Mandarin popped back in there because let's just say that trailer, that fight scene against, you can't tell exactly who Moon Knight's given the beat down to. That is a very fitting. It is worth the wait to get there. It is worth the wait to get there.
Yeah, we're not doing that either. We're not eating cereal. We're not eating ice cream, and I don't.
But that would be our. Never mind.
Anyways, in the comic, are all the different personalities aware of what happens when they are not in control?
Oh, Campbell forever coming with a stumper. If Jim Campbell's not coming with a stumper, then I don't know what. So that's a real good question. So and again, to keep it more lighter, in one of the volumes that Jeff Lemire was doing, he did this whole thing on trying to reintegrate all the identities into one person. And I guess that's kind of part of what I was referencing to saying it's a pop culture comic book, yet there's also this serious element within it of trying to reintegrate. And then just in brief, when there's a traumatic experience in anyone's life and that causes them to act in a different way than who they had been or what they had been, then definitely the therapeutic goal is to have some reintegration to get past, to process, to spend a lot of time and energy processing the trauma. But okay, that's all on that serious psychology level of things. Again, it's there. There's a lot of character elements there. Do we have more? If any of our posters have any more business on the actual episode to call out, we can get with that. Otherwise,
well, let's go through the comments here. So I think that would be and it seems like there's going to be multiple things to choose from. Hope they go back and show Moon on the ice cream truck kick.
That would be so good. That would be so good.
Okay, great. I'm going to dress up as Mr. C.
all you got to do is represent one of these beautiful fanboy cantina
See, I'm
shirts.
just saying, I'm not picturing the cosplay episode on this thing. It's okay, Mr. C. If you want to dress up, it's going to be okay. Yeah, and okay. So, are you going to talk about gold statue, dude? That was weird. I mean, how unfortunate was that? Where I thought it was on second viewing, I felt really sad about it because
Because that's his only friend in the world is talking to the gold
yeah,
statue. Who was the gold statue? I'm not at all sure. I was starting to wonder, was it later day Ozzy Osbourne to again reference all the howling at the moon and the bat out of hell and all
yeah.
the crazy train, all that stuff. But I'm not sure who Gold Statue was. But that was one of the flips. Then we went right from Gold Statue all of a sudden. I think that's what to disconnected jaw in the grass. So
Yeah, he goes home and then he's trying to stay awake for some reason, right? So he's reading the
flipping
books,
the Rubik's Cube.
flipping the Rubik's Cube, doing all that stuff, trying to picture himself in the stories that he's reading. So it kind of makes you think about is it that he's trying to when that all happens, is it all just a dream of some kind? But okay, yes, he said number down on the Mr. G. Yeah, no, no. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, okay, all right. Just a whole conversation happening here. Mr. C, where's my walk down the stairs? No,
Look, I didn't give myself a lot of room here between.
okay.
I need to put here Mandarin and Blue Sasquatch. Let me say both of you. Hit us up at Fanboy Cantina, like it's one word, Fanboy Cantina at gmail.com. Mandarin, both you and Blue Sasquatch, hit us up over there. We got a little something for you. You guys have been good to us. We want to be good to you. So we appreciate your contributions and your viewership. And hey, so please do give us a shout out over at the Gmail and
Yep.
gmail.com. And mark my words, gentlemen, it'll be worth your while on the keyboard to pop over there.
We don't know if they're gentlemen. They could be gentle
Better
people.
just
They could be unfriendly human beings. We don't know. But anyways, yes, please shoot us. Yes, it's this at Gmail, Fanboy Cantina at Gmail.
Fanboy Cantina at gmail.com.
All right.
On the emails, got a little something for you.
All right, let's go back to the gold statue dude. So on second viewing, I have more questions about whether he was actually. We've already covered this, but is he actually talking to his mother? Is his mother actually around? What's happening?
Where did he get his gold?
All right, I'm just gonna open my beer right now. I'm just gonna.
But who do you think the statue was? Is it possibly Ozzy Osbourne, or is it just?
I don't know why we're talking about this. I'm just saying. I thought he was not Ozzy, but he reminds me of a different character actor of some kind. But so you wonder if he's actually talking to his mother, and actually, is he talking to this person who has to be a statue for money? That is his thing, and so it's a one-way conversation. And the unfortunate guy who's dressed up in all in gold, he can't run away. Because that's his thing, and so how sad it is. And listening to again picking up things on that second viewing, the loneliness of Engelbert Humperdink song, "Man Without Love," it's just sad. And when he is having that steak dinner all by himself, it really hits you. It's a really tragic character. All right, and the gold statue is Lockley's friend.
All right. Hey, when we get back, and spoilers on this, we're not going to be back next Saturday night, but we'll be back again real soon. It's more to dig into. There's more to dig into.
All right. The Mandarin. Yep. Okay. That's very kind. But if you choose to email us, please do. Mr. C drinking. Okay, we don't know what is in that mug. On second thought, yeah, give me the mug. Give me the mug. Yeah, I don't think the
Oh
mug is.
man, look. So it needs some fine packing to get this going, but it's. I tell you, it's water. I tell you, it's water. Look at that, ice and water. Man, oh man. Just like that windy road drive, Mandarin, when you get it and you see the cupcake truck on the windy road, that's how this conversation has been tonight, the windy road.
Mr. C, you got the comics. He's the long-haired dude that lost
Thank you. We need that. All right, here. Let me, oh, now, of course, now we're low battery on the fan cam, but we're going to be okay because we're not going to spend all that much time.
I'm just going to keep drinking right here.
So
okay, let's go to the one shot.
Let me go first. First, another point of business this week, very significant. Okay, for those of you who are going to make it to the comic shop, Jim Rugg, Hulk Grand Design, Monster. So we're just spending a quick minute here because this is Moon Knight's world. But, oh, MODOK, take a kick in the face, MODOK. I'm so glad that happened to land on that page because that's one of my favorite panels in the book. Hulk against Joker. So the Grand Designs are a really good line. Your Ed Piskors, your Tom Scoleys on your X-Men's and your Fantastic Four Grand Design. So that's my pick of the week out of the comic shop. But now so let me go to Blue. How long ago was Blue saying, oh, you take your Funkos out of the box? That's weird. Well, there you go, Blue. There's still a mint in box just for you, sir. Walgreens exclusive Moon Knight. But there, like they say on the Psych TV show, I've heard it both ways. So there's Moon Knight out of the box. There's Moon Knight still in the box. And let me come back over here. There's Mr. Knight. And I set him against that bar right there because, Mr. Knight doesn't have the cape to balance him out the way regular Moon Knight does. So he needed a little support to stand up there. Let me just see if I can bring Mr. Knight over to give him a nice close-up there. See, look at that. Egyptian cotton, silver tie, ready to go, ready to take on the creatures of the night. I didn't bring the turntable, so we're just going to have to go this way with it here. There's, again, Walgreens exclusive Funko Moon Knight. And this one, we won't go glow feature, but now this was we need Casual Crafter around too to give us his wisdom. So I tried the glow paint because I wanted to see glowing Moon Knight, but glow paint wasn't really good. So I just got some glow tape. And with the glow tape on Moon Knight, well, when he's not glowing, he looks like he's got some tape on him. But when he is glowing, it's like, hey, that's a pretty cool look to have glow tape on Moon Knight. So if Casual Crafter has any helpful hints. Speaking of the shout outs, besides the Jim Rugg shout out, Crafter's doing all kinds of real good stuff on Casual Crafter channel. So please do get your way over there. Just some future fodder here for us to go into, right? So here's Moon Knight Epic Collection, fresh out of One Stop Comics out of Oak Park. So we got here issues 5 to 23. Our proprietor and curator over at One Stop says the volume 1 is not out yet, but there's the volume 2, and here comes volume 3, Epic Collection Moon Knight. Got here right here, issues 24, if it's coming in clear, issues 24 to 38. So if somebody's interested in the origin of there we go. Well, I don't want to do spoilers, but yeah, so this is a little bit out of Moon Knight 37 and 38, where the Jewish heritage of Marc Spector was introduced into the character and brought to the forefront. Again, with low battery on the fan cam. So I should have said I was clipping the fan cam before I actually clipped it. But so we'll be breaking in. Okay, let me go. I'll go one back in it. The current Moon Knight run is currently on issue 7. So here's 1, here's 2. This is some pretty good stuff. If you want to see some Tigra as his partner, that's right there in issue 4. So that's all some good stuff. They're currently on issue 7. I'll clip again the fan cam now and bring us back so we can. I see we're just over the hour mark, so we'll start to close it out.
Oh my goodness, we actually are, and let's catch up on the comments. Fanboy Canberra, do you have a Bobby Knight figure or Nike Pounder Phil Knight?
That's good.
That Moon Knight is my costume this year, or my new set of PJs. And welcome to the stream, Casual Crafter. Yeah, you have to layer tons of glow paint to make that pop. Yeah. No
That,
disrespect, but the glow paint would
no,
make it look a little bit nicer than.
oh, I know. I'm saying when he's
Yeah.
glowing, he looks great. But this
Yeah.
way, you say, "Hey, look, that's a Funko with a lot of tape over him." But so I wanted Crafter to know that. And again, Sasquatch. Sometimes we stay in the box, Blue. Sometimes we stay in the box.
All right. Yes, a brother wearing this all white suit will be smoking on me. And then I posted this, although I don't know why it comes out like this. Hopefully, you can click on
We've
the
had
link in
more
the
link
actual chat.
trouble trying to link, but we're navigating those channels.
But do check out Casual Crafter, and yes, a shout out at your bling, Mr. C. I, I've I, I've noticed it before, but it was jumping out at me.
Well, see,
Here.
because you got to get the Irish on our way. So
Yeah,
here, we'll just take a quick little spin there. So
oh, that's cool.
the shop where this came from is long closed. So that again, it's a bummer when any of the good stuff go away. But hey, again, as we're saying, Moon Knight has all these layers and pieces to him. So it's definitely important to me to try to represent on the heritage a little bit there. So there we go, little leprechaun, little Celtic ring, and good night, everybody.
Oh man! All right. Okay. All right. I can't wait to get to my okay. Think about and of course, Casual Crafter, and yes, definitely worth checking out Casual Crafter. Lots of fantastic video content, and there's actually one we, uh, we're hoping to have. We are planning to have Casual Crafter here on the stream in the near future. So very much looking forward to that. Um, yeah. Well, you see, I'm curious about this because I read an article that Oscar Isaac has apparently only signed up for these 6 episodes. So,
And that's because he legitimately wants to be cautious because, without naming names, certain intellectual properties or certain studios and certain industries haven't given this man his full respect in certain trilogies or certain other expressions of some comic related property. I'll say it kind of vague like that, but this man deserves some theatrical release Moon Knight to be done correctly, and looking forward to it.
I don't know what's in that mug.
It's ice water.
All right. Crafter, yeah, Crafter's got man skills, and it's okay. We're not. No, we're not doing. No, I don't think I. No. All right. Anything else that we should cover before we let folks enjoy their Saturday night?
The battery on the fan cam is low. The battery inside Mr. C is low. And not to give away the full business of the house, but I need to get back to the rest of the house that goes beyond the Funko wall here and beyond the FBC Chicago studio. So
no, that sounds like a great idea, and it's ice vodka. Morbius. I don't plan on seeing this movie, Mr. C. The reviews have been beyond poor. It seems like it was.
Dan Murrow ain't got nothing pretty to say about Morbius. John Campea ain't got anything sweet to say about Morbius. But Mr. Campbell, we'll make some off YouTube conversation on the possibilities. But yeah, it's as I still haven't gotten to Batman yet. Morbius is not going to jump over the Batman motion picture on the priority list.
All right, I did see Lost City, and so I might do a short video about that, but. The short version, yeah. Don't go out and see that movie. It's like Romancing the Stone, except not nearly as good. Actually, that has nothing other than it's a romance novelist. It's really not good. I don't understand how you can have A-list talent with a C-level B movie script and just have a C- and just execution, just terrible. But tomorrow I am seeing every I think it's called Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Michelle Yeoh and Jamie Lee Curtis movie. Very much looking forward to that. So that is on deck for my weekend. And okay, I think we are good. Yes, I'm not sure when the next live stream is because I'll be a little indisposed for a bit, but you know, hopefully soon, hopefully next weekend, if we can. We just have to coordinate a time.
Oh, all right. That'd be real interesting if we do. But so anyway, but stay tuned to your little YouTube feed to see when we'll be back. And do know that we've been in a beautiful series of negotiations with Casual Crafter to put some different stuff on this channel that has not been seen before. And we're looking forward to more Moon Knight review. We're looking forward to doing business with Casual Crafter. And with that, there's my heart out. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for playing. Thanks for commenting. We look forward to seeing you next time, and we'll put that info out as to the specifics of when next time will be.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. If you could do us a favor, hit the like down below and hit the subscribe if for some reason you have not already. We do appreciate you. This was a lot of fun, Mr. C. And so thank you all for commenting. And if you are watching later, please do post in the comments because we do like to continue the conversation with you. Slava Ukraini, and have a good night, everybody. Take care.